Hello, and welcome to my review of the Mirage 2000C-S4. So for some background, the Mirage 2000C-S4 is a French event vehicle that was the main aircraft award during the 2023 Winter Extreme event. Currently, it sits at a BR of 12.3. Its main armament is two Super 530D semi-active radar homing missiles and two Magic II IR missiles with powerful IRCCM. Additionally, it gets two 30mm DEFA 554 cannons mounted under the body. All this is paired with a pulse Doppler radar, an RWR featuring threat identification, as well as 18 normal countermeasures plus 16 large caliber countermeasures. Note that the S4 is overall extremely similar to the Tech Tree S5 variant, but it sacrifices countermeasure count and the missile approach warning sensor for a lower BR. So my general strategy in the Mirage 2000 is to use its excellent supersonic speed and maneuverability to strike unaware targets before they can react. Here we get a pop-up MiG-23, and he seems unaware, so it's easy enough to just pull up right behind him. And the Super 530D is more than enough to make that shot. Now later in the same match, another MiG-23, this time distracted by being in a dogfight with one of my teammates. We're already over Mach 1.2 and just carrying so much speed into this engagement. There's no time for him to react to my approach. And the Super 530D is very potent in these sorts of front aspect shots. Using this strategy, you're even able to hit multipathing targets. Now this guy has decided to turn right at the beginning of the match, which we know is a cardinal sin. But sometimes it's hard to punish people for it due to the multipathing limitation. And there I accidentally unlocked him. But due to it being such a steep launch angle, he's not able to avoid it via multipathing. And so we collect an easy kill. Here we get an F-18, which, thanks to the Super 530D, we're able to very quickly react to. Now this is a somewhat risky shot because people can kind of dip into and out of the notch, which we are rather vulnerable to. But even with that dive, he's not able to reach multipath height, and so it's an easy kill. Here we have a situation that really shows how quickly the Mirage can react and adapt to a situation, and how quickly you can really churn out kills. First Super 530D shots on the Su-27. Now he is burning. I unlock him and get the kill anyway. Second launch instantly on an F4J. Does connect. And now it's mostly just mopping up. Magic 2 on an F4. No flare. Easy 3 kills. The Super 530D and the radar are quite good, but still vulnerable to notching, more so than some other radars at the same BR. Here we get an F-104 for Super 530D. It's fairly simple for him to notch and chaff. Even though we relock, the missile does not reacquire. Luckily on this one, we are able to follow up with a Magic 2. And those definitely make up for the deficiencies of the Super 530D. Still, it is quite good. Here we get a MiG-23 pop-up. And I'm able to shoot first. His missile, I think, is intended for a teammate that's behind me. An F4. His missile also intended for the teammate. Unfortunately, does connect. Now this MiG-23, I want to dodge his radar missile by multipathing. Fortunately, I don't think it tracked. Quick Magic 2 on another F4. Then just barely dodge both the missile and another plane. Unfortunately, here he does connect. And a team kill. Luckily, though, I did actually get that F4 kill. Here I've been following this Su-33 for a while. It is tricky to hit people when they're flying in between the buildings like this, but almost every time they try it, they end up crashing. Which, of course, he does. Now onto an F-20. Luckily he's distracted or otherwise not able to notch it, so an easy kill. After all that actually leaves us in a 1v1 versus a MiG-23. And here I'm very confident the Mirage 2000 is one of the best dogfighters in the game. The MiG's only chance really is getting a missile off on me, if I manage to get too far away from him. But already it's just very clear that the Mirage is outmaneuvering him. Shot his tail off, and that's about that. Don't quite want to fire the 530D at this guy. He is rather low and already practically notching. The Magic 2 is just excellent for these rear aspect shots. Now I'm gonna go for the head-on with this F4. Luckily he doesn't quite commit and we're able to seal that. Probably an R-27ER, but I'm just too low for it to hit. Another Magic 2, and even with the spam flares, it's not able to pull out of it. And now the F-16, I guess did not figure that I would have a 530D left. And so a quick 3 kills. Now after rearming, that leaves us in a 2v1 versus 2 Su-27s. I do blind hunt the first one. Now I want to lock him up at the last second and get the 530 off. Unfortunately he dives and drives it straight into the ground. Now I'll try the head-on Magic. Goes straight for flares. Luckily I did get a minor hit with the guns. Now, the Su-27 versus Mirage could be an okay fight for the Su-27, assuming it has low fuel and a low missile load, but I'm kind of counting on a very high fuel load. Now he runs from me here. And there, his teammate just died, so now it's a 1v1. I guess he's trying to pre-flare the Magic 2. Can't quite get a lock with the radar either. Now in the long run I will catch up to him, so he does have to do something here. Magic 2 instantly bites for the flare. Now he's full air braking there. And the SU-27 is not going to be able to recover from an interstate like that. And that's probably an R-73 there. And he did just down the Magic 2 with an R-27ET. Now we're just all over this guy. Relatively easy to seal it. But it's not always so easy to seal kills. Here we have an example of what turns out to be an F-14, and the combination of his aspect, the low flight, and his chaffing does make him able to dodge the first Super 530D shot. Here, I don't want to overspeed the wings. First Magic 2. I do figure that that should be enough to hit. Checking the missile cam, and it is just barely out of range. Another Magic 2 does seal it though. Three missiles for one target is honestly not great when you only have 4 missiles. Then instantly we get another pop-up launch here. Able to terrain mask. Now what I want to do versus this F-14 is either get the front aspect Super 530D launch, or get into a dogfight with them. And it does look like we're going to have to dogfight this one out. And the Mirage should be rather superior to the F-14, especially the A in a dogfight. So it is just a matter of sealing it, which can still be difficult. We are behind him. But just barely not able to get the nose on target due to him dropping the nose there. So another circle it is. Just trying to get the lead. Another showcase of how awful the gun pipper is in War Thunder. Now we're just stuck in this position where I just need to pull enough lead, and there it finally is. Now, in the meantime, off-screen, my team has basically collapsed. Another F4 coming in. We are going to transition to a slight one circle for his second there. Now, another F4. I think that was an AIM-9. And a tornado. And so, even though I can beat pretty much any one of these in a 1v1, maybe even both F4s in a 2v1, we are now extremely defensive. The Tornado just doesn't pull hard enough. And of course the F4 crashes. Typical premium. Still defensive though against 2 people at the moment. And of course 30mm generating only a hit. A little bit of evading and surprise F-18. I think that was an aim 9. Just too close or flared. Now the F-18 is pretty scary. The other planes, F4, Tornado, I can outmaneuver, but F-18 probably can, but definitely not with multiple enemies on me. And now finally the opportunity to get the Super 530D off. So now it's just the F-18 still solidly behind me. Launches a Sparrow. Luckily I'm able to multipath that. Now what I want to do is somehow find a way to loop around. I was hoping here that my marker would be hidden, but unfortunately he is able to see it and does pull in for lead. And that was a pretty good shot. Overall, the Mirage 2000C-S4 is extremely strong at 12.3. The Magic 2 especially is extremely potent, and while the Super 530D is perhaps not the best radar missile, it's still highly maneuverable and relatively fast. The flight performance of the Mirage is great. The only planes that really challenge it are other dedicated dogfighters, like the F-16, F-18, MiG-29, or even potentially the Swedish Gripen A. I don't know if it's worth the Gaijin marketplace price, but either way, it is an excellent fighter in all regards. That concludes this review of the Mirage 2000C-S4. Let me know what you think of this plane in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to leave the video a like and consider subscribing if you would like me to make more content like this. Thanks for watching.